Well, good morning, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a bit of a different video we're going to be doing today. This is one that has been asked for and I've had it in the works for quite a while. So today's video is one of the old exception ones again, away from the travelling. So today we're going to explore the Lego builds that I've done already. Unfortunately some I didn't film because I wasn't doing YouTube then. So what I'm going to do, we'll go through the smaller ones first, because I didn't do any photograph builds and I didn't do any YouTube and builds for that as well. So stay with me on this one, especially if you love Lego, and I will take you through some of the builds we've done. So first one. These are not necessarily in year order, but because some of these are the bigger builds. So anyway, let's take a look at the first one. So this one, I haven't done any photographs, so when you watch this video there will be some models that I've done that I will put some slideshows in of photographs I did as I built it. So the nearest I can get to giving you the build videos like I've done before with the McLaren. I was going to say, is what you get when you get older, you lose track, don't you? Anyway, that's what I was going to say. Some of the builds will have slideshows in and some won't. So anyway, let's go to our first one. So the first one we've got is a James Bond car that I got, which is the old Aston Martin. So take a look. As you can see, I've got little James inside. And I'll do you a complete kind of 360. I have to watch it because for some reason the Lego doesn't seem to stick too well on this one. Don't know if you can see that on there. Let me just hold it up. And yeah, that's the 360 Le Bon car. So I believe no, that doesn't. So this is obviously for, say, a younger generation kind of build. You can get the top to come off, and you can get little James to come out on that one. Just do a little front view there for you as well. So as you can see, obviously mainly made at a younger audience. So that just goes back on there. But yeah, pretty easy to build, pretty quick, but not too bad a model anyway. So I'll just do a little zoom up there for you. Okay, so that's one of the smaller models I've done. There's another smaller model I didn't do any photographs on this one, and this was a motorbike. So it does have working pistons. So just take a look at this one. And this was a small little motorbike that I did. And I'll just move that round again for you. And then, as you can see from, as I turn this around from the other side, does have working chain. And it does steer as well, as you can see. And I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see inside because that's quite enclosed. Just try to find the best angle you can see on this one. But yeah, it's there is just inside there. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it on the camera, but there is working pistons as well. I think you can just see it. Where are we? Just in the inside here. So no active suspension. But it does have 3 working pistons and an actual drive train as well. So that was a motorbike. And as we know to this channel, as all viewers will know, we always have the standard capper as well. So we kind of do this in date order now if we can. So the next build I'm going to show you takes us back to 2021. Christmas. First Technic Lego big set I had when I started getting back into Technic Lego again. So this one, I'm going to break up the video. I'm going to show you the model. We'll do the full display show here, but there will be a slideshow to this one which shows you some of the build that I did, because it was quite a Technic one, this one. Now this one, I would say if you're a beginner to Technic Lego, unless you really want the humongous challenge, I wouldn't go near it until you've had a bit of experience with Technic Lego. So let me just pull this one up for you. And here we have the Land Rover Defender. So as you can see, Land Rover Defender 90. This is a new shape. You do have doors that open. It was quite a technical build, this one. You do have active transmission and gear levers there. This has four-wheel drive. It does have suspension all round, as you can maybe see. Let me just shut this door so it stops throwing the camera view. So it does have suspension all round. You do have steering. And as we come around the front, if I lift this up, you have 6-cylinder working engine with pistons. Let's just take a little bit of an overview there. Let me just shut that one. It is quite a big model, as you can see. If I just put my hand in, you can start to perhaps see the size of this model. You do have that didn't work very well today. You do have opening canopy bits here what go on the roof rack. And if I just move this forward, you can't beat a little play, can you? Now on this one, if you turn the wheel on the back, that will then release the door catch. You can see some of the actual gearbox all at the back here. As you can see, it's very in depth. Obviously you have driving differentials and shafts you have to do at the front and the rear. You do have a high-low ratio gearbox you have to build, as well as the standard gearbox. So there is quite a bit of gearing, transmission that you have to build on this. So what I'll do now, I will try and turn this upside down just so you can hopefully see some of the gearing that you actually have to build on this. So we'll now look at the underneath of the Jeep. You do have a working winch as well that you get with this. You'll build that. As you can now start to see, steering and suspension mechanism. You do have the wishbones that you have to build in, differentials, but just look at all the gearing in the gearbox that you will have to build from scratch. Let me just lift that up. This is just complete gearing all the way through. Also you've got the central differential, and then you've got the rear wheel drive differential as well. So let me just slowly go back on that. Like I said, there is a lot of gearing that you need to build on this. This model during the day kind of took me at least 2 days to build. But that is the full of the underneath of the Land Rover Defender. So, as you've seen, Land Rover Defender 90. I believe that's a new shape, and you can obviously see that in the real ones as you go out onto the roads nowadays. What I will do now, I will now put into the video the slideshow photographs of me doing the build. So this was 2021. I believe it was kind of new that year, I think, but we'll have to double check. But yeah, look at the slideshow, how we did the build, and then we will move on to the next model. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the slides from the Land Rover Defender. So we're now going to move on to my Christmas model for 2022. So 2022 I gained, very luckily, the Batman car. I'm not sure whether that's a new one out then. I think the model had been out maybe a little while then. But again, I'm trying to think how long it took this to build. Kind of Technic. It's not on the level of the McLaren or the Land Rover, but you still had to build, what have we got, you had to build a V8 engine. I don't believe there was particularly any transmission gearbox kind of thing on this, but you did have to build the engine, and there is a lighting system in this to do with the Batman. And if you look at the Batman car, I can't remember what Batman car it was, unfortunately, because we've had a few. But I will now show you an overview of the car. Then you can take a look, and we'll have a little play around with it and show you some of the mechanisms, and we'll go underneath, and you can have a look there as well. And so there we have it, the Batman car. Like I say, I'm not 100% certain what one this is. I'm sure some people in the comments will let me know. But this was the build from 2022. As you can see just here, we have a V8 engine that we had to build, and you do have the spinning flames. And what this car does do, if I just press this, it all lights up inside, which does look quite impressive when you see the pistons going, but I'll show you that in a moment. So, little side view there. It's quite rigid. I don't believe we had suspension built into this one. Also, doors do open. Have a little look inside there. Like I said, you've got the drive and steer train in there, but there's no gearbox on this one. I don't believe that you had to build. Then as we come round the side here, you do have the front bonnet open. What you can see just here, you have the standard rack and pinion steering system for this one. Now we'll just go straight over the top. You do have the wheel on the top if you want to steer the vehicle. And then here, if you look at these yellow pistons as we move along, you'll see them moving. And look how good they look when you actually press for the red light for the flames as well. It's quite good, this one. So let's just have a look around the back. I'll just move this over here for you. It's alright, it's not what you want them to play, honestly. And as you can see, if we press the red, you can see, and it has the spinning flames at the back. So quick look at the rear. Like I say, you do have that V8 engine that you have to build, and you can also see the little blue flame parts that come out on the top of the cylinder heads. And as we have another overlook of the car. So what we'll do now, I'll just show you underneath so you get to see what it looks like from there. So looking underneath the Batman car, as you can see, no active suspension at all on this one. Also you can see steering train go through there on how the steering is built, and then you have a standard differential, as you can see, that we build on a lot of these models, and that just goes, as you can see from the back here, just direct to the engine to drive the V8. So we'll just have a slow look. Fairly wide tyres, but this one, like I said, not too bad to build. I think you could possibly, most likely, do this if you weren't particularly experienced in Technic Lego. Good fun car to build. Now again, just like the Defender model, I do have a slideshow of me building the car. Unfortunately, again, I wasn't doing YouTube then, so I didn't do an actual video of doing the build. So take a look at the slideshow, see what you think as we slowly put the Batman car together. Leave me any comments, absolutely love any comments, and happy to answer any questions that you've got. And then what we'll do, we'll move on to the next model. Yes, back again. Now I've had to move the camera out a bit because this next model is quite big. So, so we're now moving to 2023 Christmas project. And this was a real surprise for me. I believe it was new that year, so it was what I should have done YouTube then, really, shouldn't I? It was an exciting model to build. Not, I would say, massively technically hard. It does say I think you need to be an adult to build it, but to be honest, technical spec, no, I think you could possibly do it as a beginner. There's a little bit of mechanism you had to build in it, but it wasn't as vast as the McLaren or the Defender. Bearing in mind with them models you have a lot of transmissions and gearboxes, and it does help if you're kind of minded that way to build them sort of things. So anyway, I've moved the camera right back because of the size of the size of this thing. So let me bring it in and show you, and then you'll see what I mean. And for this year we got Concorde. This is really big, as you can see, even from me standing here. This is a really big model. Let me move this round to you this way. This was a really excellent build to do. Absolutely love building this. You do have the nose cone go up and down. And let me move this round to show you the top here. We'll do a whole overview in a moment anyway, but I just want to see the size of me and the size of this, what this plane actually is. And then we'll move this around. I have still got some bits that I've got to add on this that I got given. I basically got given a battery pack for, as you can see, the orange jets at the back. I haven't put it on yet, but these will actually illuminate once I've built that. So what I might do is I'll most likely do a separate video as we build and put the light parts so it glows up from the jets. So stand by for that one. Anyway, what you do have on this one, as you can see, you have the landing gear, and the mechanism that you build is on the tail, and as you can see, as you turn the tail cone, the landing gear does go up. And now all landing gear is now up. And then as you turn back, you'll see the wheels come back down again. That is the only mechanism part that you have to build on this. But really good build, absolutely loved it. Really big model. I hope you got, if you're going to have this and build this, I hope you got some room in the house, because you're going to need it. So, but anyway, let's take a look at the overview, and we'll show you a closer look. So, as you can see, nice little closer look. Wings really big. Like I said, flaps and that move. So we come to the tail rudder part. As you know, with Concorde, it's not like most aircraft that did have a dual tail rudder. I would say check with any particular experts on that, but yeah, that it was quite famous for having that. I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments, but I'm pretty certain, off knowledge, that was part of Concorde. And then we come along to the front. As you can see, this is literally stretched out on my table, and it takes up half the table. And as I demonstrated, nose cone does go up and down just like the original one. What we'll do now, we'll just have a little overview. Just do a bit closer up. Now, I'm not going to take it off in this video, but as you build it inside here, only because it can be a bit fragile, just this section in here, this does actually lift off, and there are seating, toilets and that kind of part in there. What I'll perhaps do, I'll just do that in a moment just to show you. But I normally leave it on because I don't like to pull the models apart once they're built. So just do an overview of this end. So as you can see, the rear end, like I said, we'll do a separate video where I actually put the lighting, battery lighting in here, so you can see it actually literally roar of the, of the engines. And then just a side view of this side. Again, these all flaps all move. And I know you've kind of seen me hold it, but we'll just do the hand view just so you start to get an idea of the size this is. So the wings are even bigger than just one of my hands. Like I said, it's a really big model, so you do need quite a bit of room if you are going to build this and store it. And I, at the moment, have the stand with my other sort of non-Lego plane models. And as you can see, I've just lifted this section up, which does come off. This is the only section that you can do this with. And when you do the build, you have this seating area. So as you can see, you build the toilets and you have these seating areas. Like I said, this is the only section that you can do this with on the build. And underneath the rest of the canopy is the drive mechanism for the landing gear, which you build obviously as you build the model totally. Just to show you a quick overview, this is the complete underneath of Concorde. As you can see, front landing gear goes in here when you retract them. And then we'll come to the rear. As you can see, the two engines, and as you can see, the drive mechanism in there. Let's just zoom in there a bit so you can just see in there. You get a stand. What you can stand Concorde on for display goes in there, and as you can see, the land and drive mechanism. for all the gearing. And also famous with Concorde, they even built in the separate little landing wheel at the back, guide wheel. But yeah, really good build. I believe, I think, have a good day. You could do this in a day. I think I spent just over a day doing it, but you, like I said, you could do this in one day. So, hope you enjoyed looking at Concorde. That was the Christmas build for 2023. Again, I will give you the slideshow that I did when I built the model, because obviously I wasn't videoing then. So take a look, leave me any comments, any questions. I'll answer what I can. Like I said, I'm not a Lego kind of nerd level expert. As I've said before in previous videos, I've been building Technic Legos since kind of sort of early middle 80s. So I've done quite a few models as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my vintage stuff. That's sort of long gone as we get older. So I've just got the new bits that I've built. But anyway, take a look at the Lego build as we build Concorde through the slideshow, and then we will move on and do a little quick brief to the next models. So, welcome back again as we continue through my little kind of history of builds and that we've been doing. So, obviously time for a cuppa. I think we're just over halfway now. So, I think come 2024 Father's Day, my daughter brought me one of the easy build models. I would say this is very beginner level Technic Lego, but still definitely worth having a go, getting your head around how Technic Lego works. Again, I didn't do any videos for this one. There will be a small slideshow at the end of this one, because I did do some slide photographs as we built it. But we had a little mini, so this isn't the full big Technic Lego McLaren F1. This is the lower level for younger audience. But as we can see, the little Patronus engine, obviously you've got no engine, but what you do have in this is a wind-up box at the back. So as you reverse it round, it has like a clockwork mechanism, and then it will spin around. So if you've got a good flat area you can do this with. So let me just show you a little overview. As you can see, quite wide wheels on this, and then we've got underneath and all. And as you can see, just here you've got inside there, you might be able to see it just there, actually the little grey box, just this side here, and that is the wind-up mechanism that you'll build in as you build it. And like I said, if you have it on a flat surface, and it does work, you just need a good flat surface to do it, and then when you let go, that'll just power the vehicle. Quite easy to build, really good idea, really good model to look and have a little play around to learn Technic Lego and how bits work. Quite small, not, well, I say small, to show on my hand. It's just over hand's length. But yeah, nice little model. Not too bad detail. And good fun to build. So, like I said, take a look at the slideshow that I did for this one. There's only a few slides, but to show you as we do the build for this one. And yeah, definitely worth having a go, especially at these smaller sets, just to get you in the mindset of how Technic Lego is, how the bits all come together, and how to read. And the big thing with Technic Lego, how to read the manuals and build as you go along, making sure you have got the parts that actually match. Because some parts, as you'll see, particularly with things like chassis bars and that, you might think you've got the right colour and the right one, but you need to, as a little guide, as I've learned over the years, make sure they do the life size in the manual of the parts, but make sure you've got the right amount of holes kind of piece that you're looking for, because sometimes they are very similar. So but yeah, anyway, take a look at the slideshow. I'll finish waffling, and then you take a look at that, and then I'll rejoin you in a moment. Welcome back. And so we come to the last two models. Now, I'm pretty certain if you've been following my channel, the last two models you have already seen. I have done the videos for these two. These are the two most recent models that we've done. So take a look. We will have a quick look at the McLaren P1 with me holding it, and we will take a look at the I never remember this model. I just can't get it to stick in my head. The Bugatti Below. So take a look, and I'll do you a quick overview, and then we'll have a little now. So there we go. This is obviously the video that we've you would have caught this on my channel, but we have the McLaren P1. Now, this is a really good size model, and actually I think it's one of the heaviest in weight Lego models that I've done. It's really kind of complex underneath there, but really excellent build. Absolutely love how they've designed this. I think it's definitely one of the better Technic models I think I've ever built, and I've built quite a few in my time. You have suspension at the front and at the rear. They've really thought about how they've built this. You do have the sliding up doors, and if we just take a look inside, you do have the steering, the seats, these gear shift levers here and there all work with the gear chain. Shut that up. We do have what I'll do, I'll move this around in a moment. Now, you can't really see it because it's all underneath, but just inside here we do have the engine as well, working pistons. And what I do love with this, I'll try and get this around the side here, you do have the lift up spoiler that you actually build this and put in. And if I just come around the side here, as you can see, that's really good how they've done that. So I'll just put that back down again, and as you see, that just folds away. Another little overview. Also, you have the front lifts up. As you can see, some of the wishbones, steering mechanism inside, rack and pinion the standard, and obviously this just goes back down. Now just to show you underneath, just to show how much detail has gone into this with the build, how they've designed it. It's just incredible, really is. It's got parts of the gearing system there. As you can see, suspension springs, wishbones, and you can just start to see some of the gearing on this. It's really technical underneath there. And as we now come up to the main gearbox area, and you need to appreciate that all this gearbox you have to build from scratch. As you can see, rear differential. Obviously the mechanism there, as you saw earlier, for the rear spoiler. But like I said, it's really quite a technical build underneath and through the gearbox. And with the gearing. But definitely one of the most technicalist I think I've built outside of the Land Rover Defender. But I would say they're possibly about equal level. But this model, how they've designed it and put it together and created it, it's really unbelievable. And I think I might have shown on the original video, but I'll just see if we can see it now. But just wondering if you can, but just inside here, these doors are actually spring loaded. You build that mechanism in there, you can just see the silver spring. And like I said, these doors are spring loaded. But really excellent build if you can do it. I know it's quite an expensive model. As we know, nothing from Technic Lego when you get the really big models is cheap. But it's definitely one of the best I think I've ever built. Especially if you like technical ability on it. And the last model will be the one that we've just recently put onto the channel, and that is the Bugatti Bellode. As you can see, lot smaller model, lot easier for me to lift up. But you do have steering on the vehicle, and it does have a I think this is a V12, I think this is engine. There is an engine you have to build on this. So I'll just show you underneath as well. So as you can see, the little engine section just there that you have to build. There is the rack and pin and steering mechanism just in here. Like I said, really not too complex to build. These are kind of maybe mid-range, just slightly lower to mid-range kind of build. You can see the small little kind of differential bit at the back there. So you do have the work and lift up doors, and you can just see inside there as well. And if I move this round to the front, you can just maybe see the seats and that inside there. But like I said, really good build to do, and technical spec and ability, like I said, not too bad, lower to mid-range I would say. And that really kind of concludes all my builds that I have at the moment. I have one new video coming soon once I get round to it. I've been trying to do these around when the weather's bad, and obviously we can't get out and film the travel videos, and we do like a little side project, don't we? So so yeah, definitely, if you can and you're interested, have a go at Lego. It really is good to get the mind going and get you problem solving and figuring out different bits, because Like I say, I know they're kind of toys, but they're not, especially when you get the really expensive ones. They are quite technical. Definitely, it wouldn't be particularly children, I say junior, end of junior school kind. You know, you may need some adult help with some of the builds, because some of it does take a bit of understanding to do. But like I said, start with the smaller ones, such as things like this, just to get your mindset on how Technic Lego works, how they build these things together. And I'll tell you now, from doing it in the 80s, a lot of these parts are different from the bits we had in the 80s. So, but I think some of the designs of these go way over the top to the designs that I grew up with as a child. Building, and I had a big car I built then. I can't remember what model number it was then, but if you look at the design of that one, it looks very primitive to where we are now with, say, McLaren P1. The design of that is still got to be the best I've ever seen. I'm sure Lego put a lot of research and development into that, but my God, was it worth it. It's absolutely spot on design, Lego, for that. How that's built, how it looks, how you put it together, very realistic. But there, my take, my comment on it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm hoping this ain't going to be too long. I'll have a look when we do the edits. We will be out doing some travel videos soon. I'm just hoping that the weather picks up a bit better soon. It's not a great day. I did want to go out today, but the video was going to do today. Bear in mind this is Sunday. I will try and get out in the week. Just hoping this weather picks up a bit. Anyway, thanks to all the viewers who are viewing my videos and the channel. Thanks to all the new subscribers that I gained, particularly last night. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really hope that you stay with me and we carry on this little journey as we look at mainly travel videos, walks videos, and we'll throw in a few little extra bits like these Lego ones as well. So anyway, thanks very much. Keep with me. Let's build this channel, and thanks for watching.